Good morning. It is a lovely Saturday morning and I am off to Dreamworld. Let's do it. G'day. Not too bad, yourself? It's Dreamworld. G'day everyone, it's Ejector Beartime here. I'm outside Dreamworld on the Gold Coast, where we're here to ride Steel Taipan and a bunch of their other coasters as well. So let's queue up and get inside. Hello, it's Ejector Beartime here. We've got Tallis!
Hey, Galen!
Welcome to the vlog.
Excited to be here.
Oh, I'm super excited, stupid excited. All right, let's go get in a queue line for Steel Taipan because I feel like that's something necessary to do straight off the bat.
It looked like there was a lot of families here, so
yeah.
we should probably be able to walk on.
Oh, fingers crossed.
And it's running right now.
Oh, sweet. Yes. So the good thing here about Steel Taipan is that they've got a test seat for larger riders to test out if they can fit on the ride. So if you're a larger rider, you can sit here and test to see if you'll fit on the ride ahead of queuing up in the queue. So I've got Tallis here to give me a hand. Pull it down like this. And you'll see on the little console there's a red button. And when it goes green, you're good to go. Let's do it. Alright, just got off my first ride on Steel Taipan. That was great.
Very good.
What did you think about that ride in particular?
That was very fast. They didn't slow it down.
Yep.
The launch seemed quicker than normal. And there was no mid-course brake run issues.
We love that.
Good airtime.
So I'm definitely going to get myself a tail whip seat for later. Is it one of those things where you buy it and it's timed, or like it is at
I think it might be.
At Movie World? Okay, good to know. Alright, where are we?
There you go.
Ah, there we go.
Awesome.
Success.
Great success.
Steel Taipan is a Mark Rides coaster, and the restraints are the same lap bars as the one on DC Rivals. I squeezed in at 121 kilos, but I'd say that's probably the upper limit for this ride.
Alright, tail whip sport. We're gonna go spin it. Let's do it. Alright, we just got off tail whip on Steel Taipan. That was so good. Some of the elements as you're sort of going through backwards, it's like full surprise, and just going through spinning like in the roll, amazing. What do you reckon?
One of the inversions we were spinning through, and then we're kind of leaning forward,
Yeah.
going through at one part. That was wild.
It was so
It's
good.
like doing a forward roll. Insane.
Yeah, it feels like it's running good today. What do you reckon?
Really good.
Yeah.
Much better.
Yeah, I don't feel like the mid-course brakes run sort of slowed us down much at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah. All right.
And we went backwards down the mid-course drop too.
Oh, that was so good. All right, we're going to do some more exploring, and what do you reckon? Should we do next?
No, what do you want to do?
Should we rip the Band-Aid off and try Motocoaster? I know. I know.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, because you've got limited time, so let's do something that we're going to both enjoy. So let's try Gold Coaster.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like a better plan. All right, bye. Alright, we're climbing the many stairs to get up to Gold Coaster. But it is good how they managed to weave it in amongst the water park. That's really cool. There we go. There's like pretty much no line here for Gold Coaster. It's great. It's funny, you've still got like the cyclone motif on the ceiling. Alright, see you on the other side. Just got off Gold Coaster. Good. A little bit rough in moments. Yeah, some of those elements going around the corner before we get to some of the loops and stuff. Yeah.
I was like to you, this is about to get really rough. And you're like, what?
Very that.
And you're like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I see what you mean.
Gold Coaster uses over-the-shoulder vest restraints. I found these super comfortable and not restrictive at all. However, if you're a person with a fuller bust size, you may find these are quite restrictive or even painful, so just keep that in mind.
Alright, we're going to do a bit more exploring, sort of see what the construction's looking like over at Jungle Rush, and maybe see if we can rip the Band-Aid off and get on Motocoaster. Alright, see you soon. Alright, just got off the big red boat coaster and it's a kiddie coaster, what can I say? It was never going to change my life. But you know, got in there. The restraints are pretty restrictive, not going to lie, but they're individual T-bars rather than like the one big T-bar that you have to squeeze in on one side of. So that's something I'm thankful for.
Something else to note with Big Red Boat Coaster is that the cars themselves are pretty snug. So if you're quite tall or have wider hips, it's going to be a tight fit.
So got on there, did it. Something I won't be getting on today is Kenny's Forest Flyer. Now, on the website for Dreamworld, the weight limit is 90 kilos. So being that I'm 120 kilos at the moment, I think trying to get on this would be kind of taking the piss. The rules are there for a reason. I think if I was 95, then it would be a different story, sort of a bit of leeway. But 30 kilos over the weight limit, not going to happen. So we'll give it a miss today and we'll give it a go when we come back later in the year for Jungle Rush's opening. But for now, let's head on over to Motocoaster. Ugh, I know it's gonna be a slog. This is the test seat for Motocoaster. Now it's all blocked off, we can't actually use it, and plus it's all disconnected wires and everything, but normally you would test to see if you can fit on the ride. I get the feeling this is going to be the ride I come unstuck on. It's not, I'm probably going to be a bit too big for because these restraints are notoriously restrictive. So we'll see how we go. Apparently it's super painful. Your thoughts on this ride in general?
No, I hate it. It's awful. It's the worst roller coaster in our country.
Yep.
And it's going to be a bad time.
Okay. Just so I'm prepared. Hey, who knows? I probably won't even be able to get on. So as long as I'm mentally prepared for that.
Do not listen to Airtime Thrill's advice about this roller coaster. It is that bad.
Okay. All right. We're going to queue up and we'll see you on the other side. Alright, we just got off Motocoaster. Yeah, I see why everyone hates it so much. But I did get on, they had to staple me, but got on there. The thighs were really what was something that's preventing it from going down. So if you've got thick thighs, that may be where you come unstuck. Thankfully, I just made it over the line. So, thankfully, I don't know, it wasn't really a big reward.
Thankful.
You get so much pressure on your... Well, I was getting all my pressure on my belly from where the backrest was like pushing me up against it. It's really uncomfortable for not a very good ride. Thoughts?
Forceless, uncomfortable. That for me, it's the back thing that they push down. I've learnt to ride it where you push against it while they're pushing you in.
Yeah.
If I don't know that, like the first time I rode this ride, it was extremely uncomfortable and took my breath out immediately.
It's
bad ride.
Not good.
Motocoaster's restraints. Jeez, where do I begin? The first problem is you need to bend yourself into a super awkward position where you're resting on your knees while straddling the bike. Then you need to squeeze under the harness that fits over your back and pull down on the front of the bike so that it closes over your thighs. If you're tall, have big thighs, or you're not a flexible person, Motocoaster is going to be a real struggle to get on.
But that's 4 for 5 here at Dreamworld. So I think that's a pretty good run. I knew that Kenny's Forest Flies wasn't going to be an option for me, so expectations were limited, or like, you know, set there. But I got on every other one, so not too bad. So for my whole Gold Coast trip, the only two that I've missed out on have been Storm Coaster and Kenny's Forest Flyers. So
Assumingly Kenny's Forest Flyer, but
So yeah, we're going to get some food. And you're all going to jet off?
yes, I got a gig, so
Alright. Thanks for being on the channel.
no worries.
Awesome. See you later. Oh, that is too tempting. Oh. Want the cob?
A few moments later.
I had to try it. Even if I don't eat all of it, I gotta try a cob loaf. I'm someone who has I have a cob loaf tattoo. There was no way I wasn't gonna try the cob loaf. So it looks like the giant drop is closed for the moment. There was a big sign at the front saying that it's shut, but we're hoping if the wind dies down that it will be open in time for Snowy Nights tonight. So, in case we hadn't mentioned before, it is Dreamworld Snowy Nights tonight. It's part of Winterfest, so that means we can do night rides on a lot of the rides here, and there's all kinds of winter fun treats. There's ice skating and all fun kind of stuff like that. But yeah, fingers crossed that the giant drop gets to open. Don't know if it will, but we've still got our fingers crossed for it. So here's hoping. Now, the good thing about hitting the Gold Coast parks is you never know who you might run into, and sometimes you just run into someone like Jag's Journeys.
How you going, everyone?
Thanks for being on the channel.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Fantastic.
Likewise.
Yeah, it's awesome.
How's your day been here so far?
Yeah, pretty good. Just checking out the construction for Jungle Rush and Rivertown, which is exciting, and it's really going ahead so fast. Actually, I can't even believe it. It's been 2 weeks since I've actually seen the construction, and very impressed.
The temple has just grown, like it doubled in size.
Absolutely, that whole front piece just shot out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So
And I'm not even
pretty
sure
cool.
if the entire station is covered yet. Like, I think they've still got to put a little bit more on.
I reckon you're right. Yeah, I reckon you're right. So yeah, exciting though. Exciting to see so much change and the development, and yeah, looking forward to riding it. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
All right.
Awesome, man.
I'm going to do a bit more exploring, but thanks for being on the channel.
No worries. It's a pleasure to meet you.
And always ask the staff here at Dreamworld if you've seen Jag's Journeys.
Yeah.
You never know where he might be.
Never know.
So the good thing here is that they've got a test seat for the claw. So it's great to see more test seats in Australian theme parks. They're not often very widespread, but it's good to have them. Something like the claw where you really need to have an idea of how well the harness is going to come down. So it's good to have this. Let's give it a go. Yeah. That's just, yeah. The seats for that are just going to be too snug for my, chonkier self. So we're going to give the claw a miss today and come back to that next time we're here at Dreamworld. But it's good to be able to know that because of the test seat, so that I can make that decision without having to queue up. All right, let's keep walking around.
Since my Gold Coast trip, Dreamworld have announced that after 20 years thrilling patrons, the claw will be retired and replaced with a new generation intimate gyro swing, King Claw, which will be 50% faster and over 50% taller. The original claw will close in January 2025, so make sure you get your last rides in while you can.
Let's have a look at the progress on Jungle Rush. The back of Tiger Island here is the perfect viewing spot, and oh my goodness. Okay, I can't tell you how big this is in person. It's huge. You can see the brake run there. All these tracks. This whole sort of front part of the temple is new. This is what was up. We've already got the inner workings of the show scene section being built. And now we've got the front half of the temple here. This is, mid-construction, and this episode probably won't be releasing for a couple of months, so by the time you're watching this, no doubt construction will have progressed even further, which is exciting. Alright, let's go around to the corroboree side and see if we can see any more angles of the track while it's still daylight. This is just enormous. Look at all of this track that's just inside the building as it is. That's huge. And that's the whole back section that's just enclosed there. Fingers crossed they insulate the building, because God knows what it's going to be like in the middle of an Australian summer if it's uninsulated. It'll be like an oven if it's not. But yeah, fingers crossed they do. That's great. Dreamworld really needs an immersively themed land, and fingers crossed Rivertown is going to be that. Because yeah, for too long it's just been very amusement parky and not particularly theme parky, and we're hoping that, Rivertown can bring back the theme into theme, like Dreamworld being a theme park. So yeah, fingers crossed. Since this trip, Rivertown's construction has come ahead in leaps and bounds, with theming going up in and around the Jungle Rush Temple, and work on Murrissippi motors chugging along as well, including the installation of a retired Caribou A4179 as its centerpiece. Alright, we're going to do a last couple of laps before the sun goes down, and then we'll do some night rides on Taipan. Alright, talk soon. It is snowy nights here at Dreamworld, so there's a whole bunch of, lovely festive treats on offer. You've got things like toasted marshmallows and s'mores, there's an ice skating rink, but more importantly, you've got rides open at night. But I am looking forward to get night rides on the coasters such as Gold Coaster and Steel Taipan, of course. let's get on Gold Coaster at night. My favourite time of day is night. Alright, I think it's time. Let's go for a night ride on Taipan. Alright, that's it for me today at Dreamworld. It's been a really good day. Got rides in on all of the coasters bar Kenny's Forest Flyers, but we expected that. Thanks to snowy nights, we got night rides in, which has been really good. And yeah, it's been chock-a-block and I am knackered.
So with this visit, I've ticked Steel Taipan, Gold Coaster, Big Red Boat and Motocoaster off the list. Kenny's Forest Flyer will have to wait until after I trim down and am able to revisit once Jungle Rush opens. That's a total of 3 new credits added to the credit count for this trip to Dreamworld. In other coaster news, Luna Park Sydney's Wild Mouse is being reconstructed after its lengthy restoration and is almost complete. Fingers crossed we get to see this back in operation before the end of 2024.
So that is it for my Gold Coast holiday. So until next time, this is Ejector Beartime. Make sure you ride roller coasters, wear your sunscreen and have a party pie for me. Keep watching and I'll see you out there on the road.